Penny Stock Data Science. 7-day free trial. Link in description.
Hey guys, it's Bowser here with Penny Stock Data Science. This is going to be the demo video for the PSDS Elite tool that we are now offering with our subscription to Penny Stock Data Science. So if you're already a member, you're going to have this URL here, psdselite.com, and you're going to go right here to this website and you're going to load it up. And you're going to get this this prompt here to tell you to generate your Discord authentication link. So the way the website works is that you log in with your Discord that's already tied to your Patreon account, and that's how you get access. So you click here, click again. You're going to get prompted here to give access to our application. Just going to check your name that you're in the server, and then check to make sure you have the correct role for the server to gain access. So you click authorize. It's going to bring you back. You'll get a little prompt here saying you're a member, you have a role, and then on the left side we're going to have logged in as your username, and then we're going to have all this stuff here. So we have a disclaimer here, pretty self-explanatory. We have a little glossary guide here, and it's going to have a little information on some of the pages, and there will be more here later on. So one of the first tool we're going to talk about is the small cap screener. So this is kind of self-explanatory. It's kind of like a lot of other screeners that you probably used. We have ticker, price, name, description, all these various things. Float, market cap, all these different things, addresses, and you can go through here and you can kind of just like click on the flow and you can look at like lowest to biggest, and you can do the same thing for market cap. A lot of this stuff is really similar to other tools you're probably used to. You might not have some of this data in other tools you've used, like addresses and things like that, but it's all here. We have sector, industry, all these different things. So you can do multi-select for like tickers and all these different things. Like we have a few different multi-select options here. So if you want to just you can click a few just to like kind of see how it goes. Basically, you click what you want, click apply, applies. In order to reset, you click the reset button. Important to note that you need to use these on each individual multi-select option here. You can't like make some selections here and then like start doing other stuff. You got to do them one at a time. So you pick stuff, apply, reset. There's some good search tools here, so you can go by sector, industry, all these different things. Country and corporation, good one that I like to use a lot. And then country. So maybe you want to look for stuff like stuff that's been incorporated in the Cayman Islands or something, and then you want to sub filter and look at, say, okay, I also want to look at stuff that's in China, so you can see like, okay, all these different tickers that are incorporated in the Cayman Islands but are actually located in China. So this is just an example, and then you can like reset each one. This is the tool we have. There's also like a little search option. So eventually we're going to be adding something in here to filter for like different subsets of tickers, like maybe something with the keyword quantum or things like that. But for now, like let's say you're interested in searching for a keyword that might be in like this description column. You can click the little magnifying glass here. You can type something in. So we can type in like quantum. Okay, and then you just click this little up or down, and it's just going to bring you through every single thing in the data here. So that's a good tool, and this is just like a little brief overview of how this works. We'll go into more detail on this in another video. Next tool we have is the Catalyst Tracker. So we have a custom built tool here that will pull out upcoming catalysts for all small cap stocks under 200 million market cap. So that software runs every day, and that data gets pushed here to this this website, so you can take a look. So we will take out the catalyst, and that'll be in this information section, the date of the catalyst based on what's in this, the ticker, and then we'll give you the source, title, URL, and the publishing date. So SEC filings will show up as SEC, news will show up as the news source. You'll have the title. So for an SEC filing, it'll be like the filing it was. For a news source, it'll just be like the headline of the news article, and then we'll have a link and the published date. So Right now we have it. When you open this up, it'll be sorted, so it'll be like whatever's coming up soonest. So today's the 18th. So you have stuff for CDT. So this is something that's going to be happening on Wednesday, December 18th. There's going to be a virtual annual stockholder meeting. This was in the 14A, and it was published the October 16th. And you can click on the URL and you can bring it up, and you can take a look and get more information on it. So that's pretty much how this works. In this big Catalyst tool we have here, you can pull up tickers, you can pull up sources. So if you just want to look at everything from PR Newswire, Globe Newswire, or something, you can do that. And I would say this tool is best used to just see what's upcoming, and there's a lot here, so you'll need to read through it. But if you just want to take a look at this every day and just say, okay, what are the catalysts coming up in the next couple of days, or the next week or something, and then you can open them up, see, okay, is this catalyst really, really important? Is this something I'm going to want to have up on my charts? Am I going to be wanting to go along? Am I going to be looking this to run up and get a short? But this is the tool, and that's pretty much what this page is and the best way to use it. We'll get into this a little more in the ticker lookup, but next we're going to go to the 13G tracker. So what this does is basically we are just taking data for all 13G and Ds for all small cap tickers. This will runs daily. We get all of this data. So we have ticker, the form type, when it was filed, the name of the filer, but also every owner associated with that filer. So when you open up the filing, the person who filed it might be like a company or a person, but there's going to be more. Most of the time, there's more people or entities that are associated with that, and that's what we have in this all owner section. And we'll have stuff like the address, the percent owned, the amount owned, the actual event day was there 13G previously filed. We'll have the link to the folder if you want to go look at all the different filings in the folder, or just the filing from the for the ticker and for that day. So as you can see, we filter it by the file dat. We have all this stuff here. You can go in here and you can look at a different ticker. It's the same. The way these multi-selects work is the same that I showed you in the small cap screener. You pick stuff, you click apply, you click reset to reset it. What I find this is most useful for is the select owner. So let's say we get, let's say you're trading in the middle of the day, the 13G comes in for FLGC or MNPR, something like this, and you're like, okay, you see who filed it or the names, and then you're like, okay, well, what else have they been in? So something like MNPR, we have all these different names here. So let's say, okay, let's say that filing hits, you're like, okay, Tactic Pharma, who is this? You go here, you type in Tactic Pharma, click apply, and here we go. So the only thing we've ever seen from them is this one filing, and that's it. But in other cases, there might be a lot of stuff here, and you can go in here and you can just see how all these different tickers are connected. Something like, let me just think of a good example here, like LIA Pure Capital. They've been on a lot of small cap tickers. You click apply, and you can see, we'll change it by the filter date, but you can see there aren't a lot of stuff. So it looks like the main guy involved with it is Kafir Silverman. It's based in Israel, but you look at this and you can say, okay, so they were in PRFX, BNRG, JFBR, RBSN, NITO, a lot of stuff, and you can kind of connect the dots here. So that's a good way to use this tool. That's kind of how I use it. Pretty much 13G comes in and I'm like, okay, let's just see what other tickers these guys are involved in, or something comes in, I'm like, okay, let me go look up to see if they filed stuff before, to see if it's an increase or a decrease in the percentage owned, because you might not, you get a 13G, it's like, oh, they own 5%, but for all you know, they own 10% before, or 15 or 20. IPO tracker, this is still in development, this is coming soon. Lockup expiration, just coming from filings, we have stuff like, lockup expirations for IPOs, basically. So it's like, okay, you can use this, and you can say, okay, we have these lockups coming, and you can, just keep it on radar. Maybe there's a long trade, a short trade, it's just good info there. Keyword tracker, another custom built tool. So pretty much the way this works is that at Penny Stock Data Science we have our own own list of keywords that we are tracking as we find them important and noteworthy, and we want to keep track of where they're showing up in filings. So we have we have software we've written that overnight, daily, just checks SEC filings, looks for these keywords, and aggregates it all together for us to use here on our website. So we'll filter this, sort it so it's soonest. So we basically just have like a list of names here, like keywords, and it might be just like funds or notable names or lawyers or diseases or things like that. Like a good example here is like bird flu. And the display name that we have here is pretty much just like what's easiest to read. Like the actual keywords where it's searching might be this one word. It might be a bunch of different words. Like a good example would be, let's find him, this guy right here. So I will apply the display name. So when you look up here, we have the display name that we have in the list here, but there are multiple keywords that we're searching here. So his name shows up like this, the full name. Sometimes he goes by J. Sometimes it's his Jatinder J Dalawal. So all of these correlate to this one display name here. So that's just kind of how we have it here. So it's easier to search and read. But these are just names that we're finding that, and keywords altogether that are important. So we're searching through them. We're cataloging all the data. We're giving you a note on why we think it's important. And then the correlated tickers. So like this keyword here is associated with ticker BRPX, but it also shows up on all these. So that's why we have these correlated tickers here. So you can look up keywords, see where they show up, and then see what other tickers they're involved in. Then we just have the basic info here, the form, the filing type, the description. So it might be an 8K, it might be an exhibit. Then we have the link and the file date, so you can go and read it yourself and make a decision for yourself. So you can go in here and you can just see what we're tracking. You can just go in here if you just want to catch up on the previous day's filings, because we also alert these in the Discord server. And that's pretty much it for that. The next tool, we'll look at splits next. So we just track reverse splits. So we'll have what's happened in the past here, and this comes just directly from NASDAQ. But we also have you can see here that we have 2 upcoming. We're also tracking purchase agreements. So we're just tracking 8Ks and 6Ks that have purchase agreements in them. A lot of the time, those are important. There'll be a purchase agreement, and then a stock might run a week or two, a few days later, a week or two later, a month later. But important to keep track of all these. So we'll have the symbol, the form. It's always an 8K or 6K because that's what we're tracking. The file date and the links, you can go look. And all of this gets combined here for what I think is our most important tool, the ticker lookup page. So the ticker lookup page covers all the small cap tickers that we're covering. And you can see the full list in the small cap screener. But you pretty much pull up any ticker you want, and you'll get a lot of data here. By default, it goes to the first ticker here. But let's take a look at something that's been in play, like today, NUKK. Pull it up, so you'll get the information here: the symbol, the price, the name. What we have for the float, the market cap, all these different things. We'll have the search results for the keyword tracker that we showed you here. So pretty much any keyword that's showing up for filings on this ticker will show up here. So like we're tracking this YAIIPN. So this is actually an entity that did a purchase agreement on NUKK recently, and you can find that here at the bottom of the page. But we're tracking this here. We're showing you what keywords are showing up, what filings, so you can go read for yourself. Then here we're just telling you, okay, here are the names that we found associated with the ticker, and then okay, what other tickers do these guys show up in? So in some cases that's a lot. Like Hudson Bay, they show up in a ton of stuff. YAIIPN, not as many. White Lion Capital, not as many, but just to give you an idea. So you open up the ticker page, and you can just get an idea of like what's going on with the ticker, who's involved. Then here we'll have the upcoming catalysts. It'll just tell you all of them for the ticker that we have. It'll it's sorted by the date, the info, the title, the news source. So when it was published. We'll have upcoming unlocks that are coming from the unlock page. We'll have the upcoming biocatalysts too. Another good one we have here is delisting notices. So any 8K or 6K that has the information or the item for delisting. We track all that, the info, and we put it here. So if there's been any kind of filing for some kind of like delisting notice, whether like they're not, they have the extension or whatever, it's here. So for NUKK, we can see that on the 15th of November we had something here, and it's, you can read through it, but it's, in this case, it's the what is it, the rule for the value of the ticker. So all that's right here. We have some notes, like, so if we have notes on the ticker, it'll show up here, the split history and the purchase agreement history. So pretty much volume comes into a ticker, there's news or something, you can go right here to ticker lookup, and you can get literally everything that you would want to know right here. One page, easy to read, all the links right here if you want more. And that's pretty much it for now. So that's the demo we have for PSDS Elite tool, and we'll be coming back soon with more.